and welcome to Josh Ham X
Draflier.
And today we are doing a special photo critique.
Yes, and what's so special about it?
Well, this is the second year I've been asked to judge a little photo competition at Morningside.
So what's Morningside?
So it's a little college in
Hong Kong.
Where is it located? I always forget.
It's actually a building or college right within the parameters of Chinese University.
Oh yeah, that's the one. Yeah, I've been there, but I always forget. There's so many unis in Hong Kong. So
There's
Chinese
only 3.
University. Are you sure?
No, actually big ones.
Okay. So anyway, they run a little photo competition, and it's open to all the students of the university. And David is going to help us judge, and
So as long as Josh as well. So we decided to take part of the judging for this competition, and before doing all that, we have to take a look at the photos. So might as well just do a critique session like we've always been doing, and maybe something special will come out.
Yeah. Well, by the way, this is going to be the first video that's going to make it to my main channel. So we've been practicing, and this will be the first one. So I don't know. We've been practicing a lot. I don't think you'll ever be ready. You just got to do it.
Yeah, let's do it sometime. So
Okay.
let's get going.
All right. So they have 3 categories.
The
first one is Refuge,
yes,
and then the second one is Current.
and the third one is disruption.
Yeah.
But before we go that, what does it mean? Like photography, what does it mean to you actually?
Well, I think it's very emotional. Like, if you like a photo, you like it. It doesn't have to be technically great. It doesn't have to be, it can be one thing, and if you like it enough, you like it. And I think that's how I judge a photo. Of course, you need to look at all the technical stuff, and you need to look at the subject, and the angles, and how it's been shot, and all that. But at the end of the day, it comes down to, do you like this photo, or does this photo does that impact? Does it affect you? Does it change you? So those are some of the things that I look at when I judge a photo.
So also when I decided to judge a photo, I take a look at because photography to me is part of photography, like what everybody has been doing, is taking documentaries of their life, or like how beautiful that thing is. And so to me, photography as an art, if you tell me if photography is an art, what is it about? So it's like the art of documenting things, and the art of using lights to document something well. So yeah, I'll be taking in that main context, I'll be using that to judge the photos I have here today.
Okay, it is amazing how photography can capture something and just show something the way
it also
is.
means slightly different from people to people. So Josh's is all about feelings, and mine is all about taking the right shot
Okay.
at the right moment.
All right. Anyway, let's see how the students went. So the first category is Refuge.
Yeah, we've discussed all the categories just now, and Refuge, Current, and disqualify. Actually, when you heard the categories, if we're the competitors, how will we take part in it? Like, what kind of photos we might be taking in it? Maybe we should share that before we go into take a look at the photos.
Okay, sure. I think I really like the categories. They're always really interesting, and I like how they're open to interpretation. So
yeah, let's start with Refuge.
It can be very personal.
If we enter a competition to take a photograph with the category Refuge, what photos will we take?
Well, it depends. If it's my refuge, it'll be different to shooting a refuge of someone else or something. For me, I guess Refuge is the place I feel safest, the place where I can be myself, stuff like that. But then in Hong Kong, there's like...
You'll be taking your photograph of your home then as a competition.
Yeah, maybe I just shoot in my bedroom or something.
Well, to me, now you mentioned Hong Kong, Refuge, also to me, the meaning of refuge would be safe haven. So what is the last thing that needs to be kept in our society? I would be doing some topic along that side. I would probably go to some shui po in that
Oh, really?
I most likely do that.
Oh, how come?
Because it's like the last frontier for the age of Hong Kong feel.
Oh, okay. I thought you were going to go buy your electronics and nerdy stuff.
Actually, that's a refuge for electronics. But I'll probably go around that area and maybe have some, because I also have a background in Chinese traditional martial arts. So I probably might take a photo of a combination of those photos along that site for the competition for if I'm going to go for this category.
Okay, great. So the next one is current, which is very interesting.
Oops.
Current, I would think of it as something that's new. It's something that's trending or something that's very cutting edge.
So probably like the opposite of my definition of refuge.
I guess so, because your refuge is you would like to go back to the traditional.
It's like a safe haven for traditions.
Yeah.
Okay.
Although current can be a flow of things, fish swim with the current or you go with the current. So I think Hong Kong is interesting there. I've been doing a lot of slow motion stuff and I've done a little bit of long exposure stuff. So I think the current of people going through Hong Kong could be very interesting, especially where I live in Causeway Bay. I'm always going to restaurants or somewhere where there's tall and you can look down, you can see all the people moving, and I just wanted to shoot a long exposure of the traffic and of the people moving throughout the city.
Interesting. For me, current, what's the most current photography trend that we can think of right now? I know it's the latest trend is 360 photography, but that is kind of hard to get. It's kind of hard to put it in because a little bit background of the rules. They the photography contest, they just sent us a few pictures that we're going to critique soon. So it's, I guess, a traditional 16:9, 4:3 if you are using micro four thirds, or maybe even landscape photography, like the landscape really long ones. The paranormal, how do you pronounce that?
Panorama?
Panorama, yes.
Yeah.
Paranormal.
Yeah, there are a few of those. I mean, that's interesting because maybe the most current photography trends doesn't work with the constructs of a traditional photo competition. I don't think judges or people, would be looking at 360 things on their phone, but I think it's very interesting. Have you played around with these 360?
I would like to
I've
try.
seen people shoot. I've done my own.
So
you can scroll around on your phone.
Next video.
In fact, there's VR ones too. There's Google Cardboard. You can plug your phone into this cardboard contraption. It's got a lens and it makes your eyes look at a different image, and you can kind of look around and be.
What's that? Oculus Rift? Yes.
And that's like a high resolution, dedicated one. So. Yeah,
if I were to take current, I would just take a selfie. But other than selfie, because the current, when I see this word, it also means the wave currents.
Yeah.
So I'll be playing around with selfies, leading lines, and most likely the leading lines will have to lead to my face. So yeah.
Okay. Anyway, selfies is so 2015.
Yeah. It's 2016, so it's not current enough. But anyway, I would do that because I like selfies.
Okay. And disruption is the last category.
Disruption. How will you do it? I have an idea. Just now I've been saying current goes with the flow and then it leads to something. Disruption would be the opposite of that. I would do something that you would take. It will lead to an object, but then it blows up when you see that. So it's like you see a disruption of the leading lines.
Okay.
I would do something like that. So
okay.
Of course, in details, I would have to check it out and then.
So it's these themes, they seem somewhat related to each other in that they're kind of opposites. Current and disruption.
Either complements or supplements, yeah.
Yeah, so it's quite interesting.
So shall we take a look then?
All right, so should we...
We should give you the preview of the competition. There's only 5.
Are we missing one?
I think we are.
Oh no.
Oh no. Well, that's a special one. We leave it around, but this is a preview of what we have.
Let's just fix it. Oh.
It's fixed.
Okay. Okay, I know why I accidentally put an animation on that one.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So yeah.
There you go. You have the 6.
Someone's using my theme. the safe haven theme.
Ah, yes, and this is the first time you've seen it too.
Yeah.
Okay, so these are the 6 in Refuge, and we're going to have a quick look at each one individually.
Sure.
Now, this is the first time you've seen it.
Yeah,
really.
this is the first time seeing it.
We had a look
That's your
we had a
theme.
look at it five
Theme.
minutes ago.
No one's doing a selfie.
No one's doing a selfie. No one.
I'll so do that. Someone's doing my current theme. And this is disruption. Subject orientated. There's one for composition though.
Yeah, okay. Very interesting mix. Alright, should we go through them one by one?
Sure. Alright, let's start with this.
Refuge.
Safe haven.
So where should we start? Should we talk about technical? Should we talk about... Actually,
I have lots to comment for the technical
What's the first thing you see when you see this?
As a photo of a whole, I get what they're trying to do, but I think they could have gotten a better view of the subject, because I think it's a bit too messy. What they are trying, like, what is this a safe haven for? If this picture is about keeping the traditions alive. Because if it's tradition, I mean, I can see they're trying to get those the candles, the Chinese candles, along with those with the writings and all that stuff. But the writing isn't composition-wise. It isn't focused there. It's focused on the flowers. So is it the safe haven for the flowers, or what's that thing called? This one.
I don't know, the incense pot.
Incense pot, yeah, that's the word, incense. Okay.
So there's a lot going in here, and I think I quite agree with you that it's hard to know exactly what to look at because it's such a busy image. There's so many interesting things going. I think generally it's nice because it's a temple, and a temple is a refuge for a lot of people seeking peace.
Yeah, but this is definitely not a refuge for peace.
But yeah, I'm not exactly sure.
The focus is here, the incense, I guess, but
yeah, I'm not exactly sure what the subject is.
Yeah.
If the subject is the whole thing, then maybe the whole thing should be sharp.
Yeah.
If you're going to use a shallow depth of field and then look at a certain thing, then what's currently sharp is those candles. So I'm not exactly sure that the subject is as prominent as it could be on this one.
Yeah.
Okay, but I think good. Keep exploring this place. There's so much going on in the temple. Try a large depth of field. Try f16 and get everything sharp, and then see if that helps, because you're trying to show the whole thing, the whole temple, as a place of refuge in this image.
Yeah, I agree with you. But improvements.
Okay.
I never thought about an improvement. I just criticize them.
Okay.
Oops.
Well,
next.
Yep. Okay, so refuge.
This is trying to do the mirage thing. Now that I see this in detail. Refuge of light. Is that what they're trying to do?
And we should move this down a bit. Trying to move the mouse cursor out of the way. Okay. Well, at least we can see. We can at least, if we do that, we can see the title of the image. So if we go to the last one, we didn't actually look at that. It's called Belief. Okay. Belief.jpg. So it's about the temple. So this one, I mean, the title does help give you a hint about what the photographer is trying to say. So I quite like it, as long as it's kept minimal, because I want the photo to speak for itself.
Yeah.
Hold it tightly, warm your heart.
Sorry, let's work this backwards. When I see this photo, I think a refuge for her heart. Is Photoshop allowed for this? I mean, not Photoshop, like Lightroom.
Oh yeah, I'm not sure the exact
rules
of this actually. So
I'm pretty sure no one can do something like Nikon's competition, right? if any avid followers, then if everyone has watched the last show, we've been like taking a whole hour criticizing how the Nikon photographer he photoshopped a whole video and then
yeah. So someone photoshopped something and won a competition for Nikon.
Yeah.
I guess we can put the notes to that if you want to check out that video.
Yeah, check out
because
the
it's
link.
it'll be on a different channel.
Yeah, just show them a link.
Well, yeah, let's put the link up.
But still,
okay. I think it's a beautiful shot though. I think there was a bit of
it was very well made
preparation for this.
Yeah.
So
it's obvious, like it's the Refuge is here in the center.
Yeah.
Maybe crop it.
I mean, this works for me.
That's the only thing that I would think it would do better.
Okay, crop it.
I don't need that much of empty space.
Okay. It works because the vignetting and stuff.
Yeah, but it works.
Because
absolutely.
it's about the whole scenery. The whole scenery, I guess, is the Refuge. So having
Really?
it wide enough.
With the title.
Well, it's a place that's a place that is has refuge. But you're saying
it's the
you
refuge
see
of her
the
heart.
sun.
Would it capture her heart? Like when she holds the light, this is the refuge of her heart.
Okay, point taken. So
in that case, it's a portrait shot, and in that case, then this thing should be at least 1/3 or 2/3 of the composition.
Okay, that's true.
But that's
because
maybe that's my bias because I've read the title.
Yeah, no, I agree with you because you have to make the subject the hero.
Yeah,
and this is what I always say. You always have to make the subject the hero.
And this one, like when Josh took a look at it, he thought it was the landscape.
Yeah, to me it looks like the landscape, but the title does give a hint. So if the sun is part of it, maybe it could be more prominent. That will make the image stronger.
King of crop.
David here is the king of crop. If you've been following our test channel. Okay, so probably to improve this, you can zoom in a bit more, get in a bit tighter. I personally like the wide angle. It gives you a sense of space, and space is calming. It's very calming. To have an open space is very calming. I would like to see a little bit more light kick in there. I would like to see a little bit more detail, and I get that this is a silhouette and all that, and I think it works, but it'd be nice to see a little bit more of the girl and just to get a bit more of the personality in there. However, if it's a silhouette, it still works. So it
works as a silhouette. My only comment was crop it. Oops,
okay.
Sorry.
Okay.
Next.
All right.
Ooh, I like this one actually.
Yeah. I've shot a similar photo, probably in the same place.
Crop it.
Okay, where would you crop this one?
Here. Again, I want the triangle to be emphasized a bit more. I know what they're trying to do. They're trying to
bring you into there.
Bring it into the man itself, and the man itself is having a refuge moment. Well, I would call it solitude, but still, I think it's
Refuge.jpg. Okay.
Pardon. What's
Refuge.jpg is the title.
Yeah, it doesn't say much, but still, I prefer. I mean, the leading lights is obvious, even if you crop it at probably 50%.
Yeah, I'd agree. In fact, like I always say, make the subject your hero.
And you're using black or white. You don't need that sharp. So yeah.
Well, I think this is a bit of dead space.
Yeah, that is
it's not doing much here, and this stuff here isn't. This area here is
not doing
kind
much
of dead as well. So if this was a portrait and it was portrait instead of landscape, it would work a lot better because then you
mean landscape instead of portrait.
Yeah, good thing you're here for that.
Okay.
So, because this bottom area doesn't have much detail
landscape
there.
will work, yeah.
And it's less is more. So when you add in extra things that aren't your subject, like this blank area and this top area that doesn't have anything, it serves to weaken the strength of the photo. So
it will fall back into the first picture. What's the subject?
So I would like to see this as a landscape. And
Just crop it.
just crop it. Well, that's what David would do. But I like this. I like the exposure. Exposure is good, or your post-processing is good. The lines are very strong. You've got all these leading lines,
Yeah,
and
the lines are good.
if you follow these lines, you actually pinpoint the person here.
It's not even that. It's not even leading lines. It's the triangular composition, which hardly ever. I see a lot of people don't use it that much, but this one is a really well-made triangle encapsulation.
Yeah.
So I really, as a composition, if you have cropped landscape, it would have been perfect.
Mm. So we've got lines, bang, 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 going into here, going into here. So yeah, I quite like it. And it's a great location. This is in TST, the cultural centre.
Yeah, right? It takes great effort to take a picture of this in daylight with no people there. It's probably like 8 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah. And I'm just wondering, was that someone that was standing there, or did you set it up? Was it posed? But it doesn't really matter because it's about the image.
As long as it's not superimposed there, then I think it's okay.
Yeah. Don't
back to the Nikon joke.
Don't be photoshopping stuff like the Nikon competition.
The Nikon guy.
However,
sorry, Matt.
Yeah, because I guess in essentially this is a photography competition, not a Photoshop competition.
Yep. As I said, it's meant to be documenting things. If you change, if you superimpose an image, it's not documentary anymore. So, next.
Okay.
I guess the girl is under the refuge of these flowers. But I guess a flower bed signifies safe haven.
It's like a garden, or it's like a special place. I think it's like a garden, and flowers are beautiful, and it's somewhere you can go to escape somewhere that's not beautiful.
So the subject is actually the flowers instead of the girl.
Not necessarily. It could be her place. Should we look at the subject line here?
Sure.
So secure. That gives us a hint. So I think the artist, the photographer here, is saying that she feels like this place has a sense of security, tranquility. You know, it's a place that's not threatening. Which
this is a subject portrait model. I think if the model smiles a bit, like if you directed the model to smile a bit more, then maybe it would be the secure, tranquil.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. I was going to say, the gaze is actually quite good because the model here has this gaze.
The gaze is good. It's just the lips.
Yeah, well, you're looking at her and you get this eye contact, and this is a very important portrait.
The makeup as well, like the eyes, the highlight of the eyelid makeup really emphasizes her eyes is tranquil and comfortable, I guess. Yeah. But then the lips kind of doesn't.
Yeah, the expression is very important. So I wonder, to improve this image, to keep shooting, don't stop at that, and work with your model and make her laugh or ask her questions, distract her. Yeah.
Make her think about the times where she's secure and tranquil, solitude.
And there's nothing wrong with this expression.
We don't need this part.
Well, yeah, you can crop it in. I'd agree with you. It's the subject here is in here.
Yeah.
So I think the pose is actually fine, but I'd like to see a more relaxed face if the subject is going to be Refuge. I think this image in itself is good, but if it's for this particular topic, maybe she should close her eyes and she could be dreaming. Or
that could even emphasize her eye makeup. That's a really good. I like the makeup artist.
So I think the gaze is good. She looks like almost a little bit threatened, or there's something unnerving about her expression, which is not. Which is not Refuge.
It's not Refuge, not secure, but anyway. Okay.
Technically, I think it's a beautiful shot. The colors are great.
Yeah, color is great. Nice. That is one compliment. The color is great. The only thing I can talk about this color is these leaves. Move it to the side.
No, it's too much. Too much.
Is it?
You got to when you're shooting that. There's too much. I'd be happy to Photoshop just a few more brands.
Just crop it.
One nitpicking thing, because I do a little bit of fashion and stuff, is you've got little stray hairs and you've got little hairs going everywhere, and that's really hard to Photoshop. You spend hours getting rid of that. So before you shoot, just have a quick look at your model And then if there's any hairs that are out of place, especially when you're close up, see if you can just move them out of the way. Often you can't, but it will save you hours of work. Because they don't add anything to the shot, having little hairs that go over the cheek and stuff. So you can just get your model just to like run her finger and just try to get it rid of a few.
That is some pro tip of the day.
Okay.
Shall we?
Yeah.
Oops. This really captures the feeling of refuge and safe haven.
For me, it feels like it's going back in time. And has something, there's something about time and going back to like early days.
It's not even black and white. This one is, what's that term called? It's the classic Fuji color.
Sepia?
Sepia, yeah, it's a sepia.
I'm not exactly sure because on my screen it looks sepia.
Oh yeah. Oh, actually, yeah. Oops. Actually, it is black and white.
It might be pure black and white. I think my big monitor
if
has
it's
a bit
really
of
sepia, then it's good. I really like it if it's really sepia.
Oh, it doesn't matter. I think.
But anyway, back to this. Yeah, I think black and white works as well. It's contrasty.
Yeah, the colors
increase the contrast a bit more.
Yeah. Well, you are looking at my screen, so maybe for color you should go back to the.
I think
the exposure's good and there's a lot of detail and it's
captures the moment quite well. It's a good landscape photo. Well, actually, it's landscape within the confines, so I'll give you that with a more colorful. If you use a more, this is probably like a 35 or 50, more probably 35. So I think it's quite.
I'd agree. It looks like a 35.
It looks like a 35.
At least equivalent for full frame.
Yeah.
So quite a good shot. I like how everything's sharp and technically it's pretty good.
Yeah, technically
it's contrasty and composition's nice as well.
It's quite the competition photo. It's like a competition bait. Oscar bait, sorry, I'm using that.
Well, yeah.
Oscar bait.
I think. What do you mean?
Oscar bait? You never heard? Like, people just make videos because they want to get Oscars.
Okay. Oh.
Anyway, this photo is that.
Okay, so let's see. How would you improve this photo? I don't know. I quite like it. It's a snapshot. I think what I like about it is that it looks like it's been lived in. Like someone's still living there. It's not abandoned. Like there's fresh clothes there. The time of day is great. You got this sunlight that's
the flare makes
here.
The flare makes it look like a haven.
Yeah, it looks kind of nice and nostalgic.
It's very nice.
So someone's just woken up, haven't done their bed, and you can tell it's sort of modern because there's modern things.
I really like this one actually. If anything, it captures the refuge, safe haven context.
Yeah. At some point during the recording, we missed this image. So afterwards, David sent in his comments, and I'm just doing them now on the voiceover. So first of all, I'll read you out what David said. His comments are, "You can clearly see that this man is taking refuge from the cold weather or the stress caused within the day. The choice of black and white adds well to the mood it is trying to deliver. However, it doesn't stand out as much as the other photos from the technical standpoint, and the subject isn't too interesting. David suggests, instead of black and white, maybe a high contrast, low saturation color scheme would work better." For my comments, the main thing I notice when I open up this image is that it's not exactly sharp. There's a bit of motion blur, and I think it lets down your image a bit. Now, because you're probably shooting digital, what you could do is just shoot a few frames. Turn the camera to motor drive and go snap, 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 snap. And that way, you're very likely to get at least one of them that's sharp. And this is just a quick and dirty little tip when you don't want to up the ISO or you don't have a tripod or whatever. So just take a few more shots and choose the sharpest one. Now, as an image goes, I think to me the guy looks a bit bored. Now it's about winter's chill, and I I can see he's wearing a big coat, but there isn't that much in there that's giving me the impression that it's cold. The guy, he's kind of holding onto his arm, and he's got a very neutral expression, so he's not exactly cold. It's a nice snapshot, but I think there could be more going on to suggest some sort of refuge. What I like about it is it's captured the light nicely. There's nice light coming from the room, and I do get the feeling that I'm just having a look into the life of this guy or this guy's home, or just getting a glimpse of a scene. So that's kind of good, but I think the scene could be more interesting. So don't give up. Keep shooting. Keep going out with your camera and look for things that happen. And it's about capturing the moment. So capturing the decisive moment when there's something interesting, something interesting happening. I think there's not enough happening here to make me want to look more, or to wonder what's happening, or to tell a story. So I think that's what you can improve in this image.
So yeah,
alright,
that's it for part one.
Those 6. Okay, so maybe we should take a break and then continue on to part 2.
Yeah, till next time.
Alright. See ya. We're not going anywhere yet.
No, but we're taking a break.
Okay.